My question is to the Treasurer. How is the Albanese Labor government responding to the cost of living pressures facing Australians, and what steps is the government taking to address the inflation challenge that the government has inherited in the economy?
Give the call to the Treasurer.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and can I thank the member for Holt for her question. That is the third question that the member for Holt has asked me since November. That means 3 times more than the Shadow Treasurer has asked me over exactly the same period. So I thank the member for Holt for her question. Even with the big boss away, I can't get a question from the Shadow Treasurer, Mr Speaker.
Order.
I thought today might have been the day, but alas, today is not the day. Now, Mr Speaker, we know that the interest rate rises, which began before the election and continued afterwards, are really tightening the screws on household budgets which are already tight enough. And we know that there are global issues at play here, but we also understand and accept that some of the issues in our own economy, particularly in our supply chains, which have been neglected for too long, are also part of the inflation challenge. The Reserve Bank Governor has said something between half and 3/4 of the inflation in our economy are from pressures in our supply chains. And that's why the bills before the parliament, whether it's the National Reconstruction Fund, the Housing Fund, whether it's the safeguard mechanism, all of these are designed to lift the speed limit on the economy, to make our economy more resilient so that it can grow without adding to these inflationary pressures. And that's an important part of our plan. Equally important part of our plan, Mr Speaker, is cost of living relief for Australians who are doing it tough, and providing that in a responsible way, a methodical way, an affordable way, so that we don't add to these inflationary pressures in our economy, whether it's cheaper early childhood education, expanded paid parental leave, cheaper medicines, more affordable housing, getting wages moving again, and the energy bill relief that those opposite voted against. Now, Mr Speaker, we need to provide this cost of living relief like we did in the October budget and like we will in the May budget as well. We need to provide that in the most responsible way, and that means finding room for cost of living relief in a budget which is designed by spending restraint at the same time. And that's why we're so pleased to see that the Reserve Bank Governor, for example, when he was before the parliamentary committees here in this building last month, was talking about how welcome it was that we banked 99% of the upward revision to revenue in the budget over the 2 years where inflation was most acute. Showing restraint in the budget at the same time as we find room to invest in our economic capacity, at the same time as we provide that cost of living relief. These are all equally important parts of our 3-point plan to get on top of this inflation challenge in our economy. We expect that inflation has already peaked, but it will be higher than we'd like, for longer than we'd like. It is the defining feature of the economy right now. It is the main reason why Australians are feeling such pressure, and that's why it is the highest priority when it comes to our economic policies.